And this birth certificate itself is basically stating that this man right here is going to work his whole life, pay taxes. I mean, he's born and we've got him and he's going to work or he's going to starve. And so this person can actually be turned into a negotiable instrument that's known as a bond. It's a very long kind of process to explain everything that I've been shown over the last couple of years. But the basic starting value is about $663,000, and then it matures over time. Now the big controversy about this is everyone's like, well, show me proof, okay? And I will tell you that when I first stumbled upon this information 2-3 years ago, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is rabbit hole stuff, that this is crazy, I can't believe this. So I just let it go, and it was like, no, you need to go back, you need to go back, you need to figure this out. And so I stumbled upon somebody who was teaching me about this, gave me the information to go into the fidelity.com website and actually enter all the information on the back with your birth date and your social security card, which has a number on the back of it, which is essentially a tracking number. I have a brand new one right here. F66082791. This corresponds actually with the numbers that you see on dollar bills as well, because they can print a certain amount of money off of you as an asset using the number that you are based on your value. Okay, so when
Wait.
Wait, I like that, wait.
So I have a number.
Yes.
Is there a dollar bill that corresponds to my number?
They use in print, yeah. I mean, I expect if I searched hard enough one day, I'd find a dollar bill that said F66082791, and I might be able to find 13 million. I don't know. But this is the way it's all negotiated. Now, when the person sent me this link to get into fidelity.com and enter this information to go in and see who's trading on your bond, I was able to get in. And I got this, and I saw the data. Now this was very early, so it wasn't like I thought, oh God, I gotta get out that camera, you know what I mean? I gotta take a snapshot of this page. Because they're not gonna, I mean, people en masse are figuring this out. So you can't get it into the website anymore to get the information. I got in once. I mean, I can only tell you what I saw. I saw the data all pop up, it's right there, okay? But the most important thing to understand is that in 1933, when the financial system was taken over, the full faith of the American people, full faith and credit of the American people is what sustained the money. Which meant you're a collapsed, bankrupt nation, but you're full of workers. Now, I don't want to go, oh, okay. One thing I am going to tell you about this, okay? So essentially, there's a bond that was created when I was born that is being traded and structured, is holding up the financial system. And people say, how do I get a hold of that money? You know, because I want it. So would I like to have it. In fact, I'm pretty sure I could do a better job with money in my hands than in theirs, period. So, what I can tell you is that there are people who have discovered a method that is called accepted for value. Okay, and I'll have you can write that down as well. It's called accepted for value. Now, what happens with this is that you take, it's actually your social security number that you use on these bills. But the idea is that, and it's based on how the laws are worded and how they were structured, that you can't pay a debt with a debt. You can't pay your debt with what is essentially already a debt note. A Federal Reserve bank note is a debt note. It's a note that was created based on debt, based on you being, based on the country being indebted, based on us not having our own money. It's already a debt situation, okay? So technically, the way the laws are written, you cannot pay a debt with a debt, okay? And what people have learned to do is to use this accepted for value system and say you have, people have done it with property taxes, people have done it with utility bills. They submit this to 3 different offices in the IRS. One's in Oregon, one's in Virginia, I can't remember where the other one is. They submit these with proper documentation, which is an accepted for value stamp that they fill out, and the IRS pays this bill out of that trust that you have in your name that you aren't supposed to get access to. This is kind of fringe stuff. Once you've gone into birth certificate, once you realize how money works, and you find these people who are doing this, they're doing it on the fringe. But what I am discovering more and more is that people are figuring out how they've taken your identity to manufacture money. Okay? They're figuring out how the legal systems work. Common law, maritime, people are figuring this stuff out en masse now. So that's exactly what you want, is for 15 million people to find out about this. Because nothing motivates people more than money. Okay? And so you want to see that change. Here's some more good news for you. Okay? Probably, I would estimate, I don't know if it's this high, but I would say I'd go for this number. Probably 75% of the mortgages in America are, residential mortgages, are invalid. They're invalid. Okay? Now, people are like, oh my God, what do you mean? What I mean is they took your mortgage, they sold it into a pool of mortgages, they created bond instruments, they created collateralized debt obligations, they created all these fancy financial vehicles to trade your mortgage. So for instance, here's how it would work. Let's say all of us in this room got a mortgage through Countrywide. Okay. Okay, you don't like them Chase. I don't like them Okay. We could all sell our mortgage, what was in this room, right? So basically, what would happen is all of us would get a mortgage. Say there was 100 of us or even 1,000 of us in this room. They would take all of our mortgages and pool them together and sell them to an outside investor. Okay? So when you sell this to the outside investor, what you're promising the investor who buys these some are exotic mortgages, some are standard mortgages, whatever, is that you're promising them, well, all these people are going to keep paying their mortgage. Okay? So you're going to get that. That's going to be your payment. So when you're making your payment out to, say, Chase, Countrywide, whatever, it's not even going to them. It's not even going to them. It's going to somebody who bought into investment pools and mortgages. Okay? Now what's happening in the United States of America, more and more and more and more, and there are probably 35 good rulings all around the country, is that when people are finally in foreclosure, the people who try and sue you in court, half the time, they don't have any information on the processing of your loan, including any of the documentation. The title isn't clear. They actually can't prove any chain of ownership. And once you go into the mortgages, probably 75% of them are full of fraud. Full. And I'm talking to people, too, who have a good percentage rate and maybe refinanced or whatever. They're full of it. So there's probably about 35 good rulings all around the country where the judges have said, you didn't even prove ownership of this house, you're not taking it. You don't have a title, you don't have any paperwork. This is insane. It's just happening right now that you have lawyers